Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Abide in yourself all the time. Watch all the actions of the body, all the doings of the mind, from your true self. Abide in your true self, staying as true self. This true self has no name, it has no form. It never ever had any body or mind. We call it true to differentiate it from the self what we all know. And we live our whole life in that self, which is ego, which lives in the mind and body, which is the person with a name, form, all the time changing since birth, and certainly going to die. The one on the roller coaster of joy and sorrow, relationships, friends and enemies, the one which carries a story, which loves to tell its story. And in that story, most of the time, he is the hero, he is the victim, he is the good person, and rest of the world is bad. That all story, that person, that self called ego, is the life we all live, and we suffer. This is the life of illusion, a fake life, no meaning in that life. The life of achievements and failure, the life of being proud, all this is like a dream. It has no more importance than a dream. How can you put importance to the dream? Every one of us is dreaming, created our own world in this dream. Abide in your pure self which is outside this dream. This pure self you never count. When you are doing counting of individual people around you, you count yourself as this ego. You never count, never recognize the witness which is watching this all dream and is never ever involved. Step back from your mind. That's all. Staying in the mind, you can never recognize your own self. And stepping out of the mind, you are that pure self, true self. You cannot localize this pure self in the body. It is all pervading. It looks like in the body because it has taken one body as the source to communicate. The talk between two people, or even the talk which is going right now, is not between two individuals. It is only consciousness talking to itself. It's like so many waves interacting with each other, but actually it's just one ocean. Forms appear and disappear. In the background of this changeless, formless awareness. Awareness doesn't know any past or future. It is ever fresh, always present. Awareness doesn't know any hell or heaven or different lokas. It has no clue about karmas and law of karma. It has no pride of anything. It is beyond anything. We are used to forms. We see each other as forms. So for us to comprehend ourselves as formless is hard. Step back from your mind. Simply paying attention to the perceiver of everything, the one who is watching the show. Your ego can pretend to be this, but then ego has a vested interest in whatever is happening. Ego can also watch the show, but then ego has expert comments. It feels about everything. It makes judgments, likes and dislikes. It tries to have a say. It feels the burden of this whole world. It has issues after issues, desires after desires. It keeps planning the life. It feels resistance when things don't go the way the mind wants. Ego is bound. Ego is bondage. It is bound to the mind-body complex. You are never ever that. It is only a misconception. It is only part of the dream world. You don't belong to the dream world. You are that pure consciousness. Which is only using the body-mind to communicate. It can communicate even without the body-mind. In its pure silence. When we are not talking, when we are not even talking to ourselves, not paying attention to thoughts, then we can discover our own pure silence. It never stops. Silence has no start or stop. Awareness is not present or not present. It is always present. It is always showering grace of the pure silence. It is readily available to anyone who is looking for it. It is always there. When anything bothers you, recognize that it is not you. Whatever that story might be, it only belongs to the body mind, not to you. You have gone through these stories millions of times. You don't even remember those stories. But when you are dreaming in these stories, it looks so real. Remember the last thought which bothered you. Can you remember the last thought a year ago? They are like clouds, keep coming and going. But when they are there, they make us feel that this is the end of the world, causes avoidable suffering. No thought belongs to us. No thought is for us. Remember, thoughts are only for the one who thinks he is body-mind. They are being paraded in front of the ego, the fake self, untrue self. Once you step back from the mind, being the witness to everything, uninvolved, thoughts disappear. Even if they are there, they have no power. You have taken away all the power from thoughts, power of your own interest in it. Pay attention to the pure self. I'll give you a beautiful clue how you can recognize your pure self. Staying as a witness, unattached, uninvolved, you feel so peaceful, you are contented, bliss dawns on you. You become pure knowledge, yet without any form. All the doubts and questions dissolve completely forever. All your life, you have trusted your mind. Now trust your own self. I promise self will give you what you are always looking for: eternal happiness. Eternal joy, eternal bliss. A happiness without any reason. You will be pleasantly surprised when you stay as a witness, because you'll be happy without any reason. There is nothing in self, it is only emptiness. But this emptiness is alive, fresh, source of contentment and peace. When you are here, you realize that the body is working as it has to. It is an automation. It is an intelligent system. There is no need for ego to be there to take control. That sets you free. pure silence. Let your mind dissolve in this pure silence. Coming from yourself. Let all your worries and suffering dissolve completely in this pure silence. Let everything what you are not burn away in the fire of pure self. Never ever move from this recognition. Realize your pure self. Abide in your pure self. Mind will disappear in pure self. This is true waking. Waking from this long dream. I call it dream of suffering. Dream of ego. Ego smells. It literally smells. You give away ego. Even the body has beautiful fragrance of the self. Even the body radiates pure self from each pore of it. Self is purest of pure. Untainted. Stainless. Blemishless. It is not part of the dream world. It is beyond all concepts and beliefs. Law of karma doesn't operate on it. It is always free. It has not to take any permission from anyone for anything. It was never bound in anything. And the good news is you are that. You are always that. Not even for fraction of a second you are ego. What you think you are is only a dream, only an illusion. I am not asking you to believe on a new concept. I am only asking you to watch, be witness, pay attention to the self. Don't touch any concept, any belief. Leave the conditioned mind. Live in ever free awareness. You are not a male or a female. You don't belong to any religion. You don't belong to any country, any nation, any caste, creed. You're always the same. Your language is pure silence. To reach your own home, it only needs power of recognition, longing to come back home, an open heart, innocence like a child. That child is in all of us and wants that liberation. Come back to that innocence before you received any education. When you had no clue who is your mother and father, which country you are living in, You had no plans. Come back to your original state. Step out of this dream. Don't act from the ego. Don't behave from the ego. As pure awareness, you don't even have to act. You recognize that no one is acting. Things are just happening on their own. So stop being the doer. Whatever action the body is doing, watch it. Whatever the mind is doing or planning to do, just watch it. When you wake up in morning, and whatever the demand of this dream life, ask body or mind to do, it will do. Don't worry about it. The way the results have to happen will happen exactly that way. You don't worry about it. You stay happy and contented in your blissful self. I remember seeing a three-dimensional movie as a kid, and whenever there was some problem in the movie where someone can rescue, it was a kids movie, my hand used to go towards helping, but then I realized I can't help, it's a movie. So because of your old habit, you might slip back into the ego mode to take up the charge. Please remember, there is no need to do that. Your body will sort it out as it's being planned. You only abide in your pure self. Watch the show. When you reach here, when you realize the self, you will only laugh on your stupidity. Even to be here, no effort is needed. All the efforts are needed to be out of it. This is our permanent abode always. This is such a beautiful news. Let's say right now your life is the worst you could imagine, or one could imagine, with all the sufferings and wrong happenings, death, disease, loss. But when you know that it is only a dream, then everything ends, good or bad. How beautiful is this knowing? It immediately sets you free. Free from this dream world. Everything what appears in this world is your own projection. You cannot blame anyone for anything going wrong. This infinite universe is your own projection. All the people you see in this world are your own projection. Even the teachings, even hearing the teachings, even getting back home is all your own dream. I call it a dream of grace. Somehow the grace has dawned on you. Why it has happened, no one can answer. Why you are the chosen one, I don't know. Maybe it's your call to come back home. You have to leave your intellect to be into the pure self. Leaving Buddhi, intellect, you become Buddha, pure self. It's like giving up your dream classes, like Google classes, which is showing you a different word. You give up this filter of the mind and the dream ends. Pure silence. This silence doesn't need any outside silence. The body can interact, can do things around, can talk to people, can even has arguments. Silence will be there. Once you know this silence, silence never goes away. Body is awake, interacting. Body goes into the dream state. Body goes into the deep sleep. But the silence stays the same. It doesn't change. And who perceives this silence? Nobody. You become this silence. Silence is your other name. This silence is a gift of this emptiness, of all pervading awareness, which is what you are. Once you know that you are the deep ocean, even when the waves are coming out of it, you don't forget your identity. Once known, everything is over. pure silence. Don't worry about any thought which is coming right now, or feelings or emotions. Only remember they are not for you. They are not you. They are just background noise. You are pure self, which has no mind, no intellect, no thoughts, no emotions. It is attributeless. It has not even a focal point where you can say it exists or you can say it not exist. Once you tap into it, that's all. Pure self, Satchitanand. If you believe in God, believe in any image or form of God. You are that purest image, formless form. Worship that, respect, love it, be devoted to it, and absorb everything into it. Let all the impurities disappear. You move from mortal to immortal being, from ignorance to this knowledge. Become the purest of pure. The best devotion and love is to become that, to be that. This discovery is so profound. that no one can define in words. This is the ultimate discovery. Once known, you are set free forever, eternally. No more coming and going. It is so direct, so simple. Be that. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.